What's going on, champs and chamits? It's FireMonkey here, and in today's YouTube video we're going to be officially telling you guys if we're going to be seeing Fortnite OG returning anytime soon into the game, all the information you need to know about it, such as if it does return, will be a permanent edition and all this other type of stuff that may interest you, and if it's a permanent addition to the game, how is it even supposed to work? Now, I do want to give credit where credit is due. A lot of this information, such as confirming that this is going to be for OG Fortnite, has actually come from Sheena and Hypex over on Twitter, so some of this information was through their insiders. Just kind of keep that in mind as we talk about everything, right? There's like a million different sources for all this information that kind of combine together to give us the full picture. So where does this all start? Well, recently we saw a new codename added to the files relating to an upcoming mode called Figment, and that Figment mode was set to support solos, duos, trios, and squads, but also bot lobbies like what we're doing right now in this normal zero build match where there's no other real players. I'm the only real player in the match, and then there's of course bots that I'm able to shoot against and everything else. And then we also had other information regarding ranked mode being a thing that exists for Figment. However, we had no clue what it was set to be at first. And then later on, Sheena actually came out and revealed to us that yes, we are going to be getting this Figment mode. It will be releasing sometime in the future, but it isn't just going to be your typical new mode that has ranked and everything else like Reload or, you know, for example, what else have we really gotten in the game recently? Rocket Racing, I guess? It wouldn't be anything like that, and instead it was going to actually be Fortnite OG. And that is a big thing to mention. Fortnite OG returning in solos, duos, trios, and squads with ranked mode support and bot lobby support. What are they planning on doing here? How is it supposed to release? You know, is this going to take over the main game? A million different questions that people would be asking. And based on the information that Sheena and Hypex have both provided over on Twitter, it appears that the way this is going to be working is that it isn't going to be something that's going to replace another mode. It's going to be a permanent mode addition to the game that you'll be able to play at any time you want to, and this will actually have a cycle rotation on it through the original 10 seasons back in Chapter 1. So there might be a month where it's themed around Season 1, a month where it's themed around Season X, a month where it's themed around Season 7-ish, I guess? You know, there's a lot of different ways for them to actually go about doing this. And one kind of concern I've seen people mention regarding this, despite the fact that, you know, it's going to have a monthly rotation, is what are they going to do for certain seasons that had a whole entire system in place that made it so there were multiple changes during that season's map? Are they going to make it so during that month when you have that specific season, it will have rapid fire changes based on all those previous changes in that season? Or are they going to use one finalized version for each of the seasons, right? You know, one version that is just going to stay static the whole entire time, that won't have all these rotating effects going on with it or anything like that. Maybe that's what they end up doing, maybe that's not what they end up doing, but it is something I've kind of seen people brought up and kind of, you know, theorize about, because even though we have some information here and there, we don't still have the full picture. But this isn't going to be something that replaces normal battle royale or zero build or reload or anything else. It's going to be a permanent mode addition to the game that will have its own monthly cycle rotation for the map that you actually play on, based on all of the previous seasons we've actually seen before, and it'll be something that you'll be able to hop in whenever you're bored of playing normal battle royale, or you get bored of playing Reload, Lego Fortnite Festival, whatever else. And it's going to be interesting to see how it's going to support ranked mode, considering that it's going to be getting ranked mode added sometime after it gets added fully to the game. Maybe they do a whole entire system where it's like, hey, ranked mode is here, and it works exactly like how it does in Reload and normal battle royale, where all of the rewards go into the same ranked pool. Maybe there's, you know, some like promo rewards to play ranked OG Fortnite at the start of it, so that you can kind of get into the feel of playing it, and you get like maybe a free skin here or there or something like that. But it should still progress all of the normal cosmetics we get through ranked mode normally, except for Rocket Racing, right? So if you want to get one of the new ranked back blings or skins or whatever else to the highest tier, it should help actually progress those type of cosmetics. But with that out of the way, with us knowing that Fortnite OG is going to be permanently releasing once again in the near future with a OG loot pool, with the whole entire season being OG themed or whatever, rotating through all the different seasons from Chapter 1, with ranked mode support and of course bot lobby support, what else do we need to know here? When is this going to even be releasing, FireMonkey? And based on the information that's been shared, it won't be releasing right at the start of Chapter 6, but it will be releasing sometime in December. So maybe the first update of Chapter 6 or the second update or something like that, you know, as long as it's still in that first month of Chapter 6, that's when you can expect Fortnite OG to kind of release. I have seen some concerns of people being like, well, what if this ends up competing with normal battle royale? Well, if they end up splitting their development time even further between all the different modes they have in the game, considering considering they're also working on more stuff on top of that, which we'll talk about in another video. What is going to be going on here? And in my personal opinion, I think what they're planning to do at Fortnite OG is have it kind of there for the nostalgia factor without them having to really worry too much on making specific updates to it. Since they'll be having a monthly cycle through all those OG maps with the OG loot pools and everything, I feel like they won't have to actually worry too much about making it so there's a million different changes or live events or quests that go on with it. It could be something similar to Reload, where you just have your map, you have the standard kind of idea of how you're going to be playing it, and that's it. You know, you don't have to worry about, oh, what if I miss a live event or a quest line that happens here? The most you'll probably miss out on is some extra playtime XP for playing the mode, and of course you might be missing out on a specific season if there's a season that you just didn't like and you didn't want to play to begin with. But there's also be a great experience for some people who never played back in Chapter 1 to experience those old chapters and those old seasons that they never had the opportunity to experience to begin with. Now, some other notes to kind of mention here is 1, 0 build in both Battle Royale modes will be supported, so you will be able to play the OG Chapter 1 maps in 0 build modes. Now, it's going to be interesting to see if they modify the maps for each season in a specific way so that you're able to use zip lines or something and get around, considering that the original Chapter 1 maps weren't built around the fact of 0 build existing. You know, it would be interesting just to kind of see how they plan on implementing all that into the game. And then 2, we most likely won't see old battle passes returning. I know, there's a lot of people like, guys, they've updated the old battle pass icons recently, maybe Chapter 1's battle passes will return with Fortnite OG. I'm gonna just say it, I am a doubter of that happening. If it happens, I'll be glad to be wrong, right? But I highly doubt that you'll be able to earn and play through the original Chapter 1 battle passes to get those rewards, even though we will technically be back in that Chapter 1 season. It could happen, but I think it's highly unlikely, and I know there's been a lot of people discussing it, so I thought I would just mention there's no leaks about it right now. For people who have mentioned in the past, and how I've kind of just mentioned in this video, how the battle pass icons got updated, the reason for that isn't because they're planning to do some crazy stuff with the battle passes behind the scenes, but instead because they're moving all of the icons from one folder that, you know, was used just kind of globally for the item shop before, into a actual catalog display offer folder in the files so that they can release that thin client feature in the future. So even though we've seen some technical updates here and there regarding Chapter 1 battle passes and stuff, it's highly unlikely that they're going to be returning, simply because of the fact that all the actual signs in the files are just them preparing for that thin client feature we talked about in yesterday's video that allow you to only download the parts of Fortnite that you want while keeping the other parts completely uninstalled and out of your sight. With that said, however, I hope this video gave you all the information you need to know about Fortnite OG returning. I'm just excited to see that bot lobbies are going to be supported, because if you guys know me, when I make these videos, I like to just kind of chill in a bot lobby, you know, not play too much ranked mode or anything else, so I can focus on the topic at hand. So that's going to be very useful if I want to mix up the match I play, while also just rambling and yapping to you guys about whatever today's topic is going to be. But until next time, hope champs and champions enjoyed today's video. Like the video if you liked it, dislike if you didn't like it, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow with another upload. So until then, peace out.